This match was supposed to become one of the most beautiful stories in Champions League history, but instead it went down in history for a completely different reason. The 2009 Champions League semi-final, Chelsea against Barcelona, a match that millions of fans around the world still call a robbery. The first leg in Barcelona ended 0-0, so everything was decided in London at Stamford Bridge. The atmosphere was electric, and the price of a single mistake was a place in the final. Chelsea, led by Guus Hiddink, played with discipline and focus, while Pep Guardiola's Barcelona dominated possession and tried to control the game. In the 9th minute, Chelsea took the lead. Michael Essien scored a stunning volley, and the stadium exploded. After that, Chelsea defended intelligently, limiting Barcelona's chances and controlling the match without the ball. But then came the moments that turned this game into a legend. A Chelsea player went down in the penalty area after clear contact. The players appealed, the crowd roared, but the referee waved play on. Soon after, the ball struck a Barcelona defender's hand inside the box. Once again, furious protests, and once again, no penalty. Tension kept rising, and the referee's decisions began to affect Chelsea mentally. The most controversial moment came in the second half when the ball clearly hit Gerard Piqué's hand inside the penalty area. It looked like a textbook penalty. Chelsea players surrounded the referee, fans could not believe what they were seeing, commentators were speechless. Still, no whistle. Many experts later said it was the third or even fourth penalty Chelsea should have been awarded. Emotions boiled over. Didier Drogba shouted at the referee and famously yelled into the camera, "It's a disgrace." The atmosphere became toxic, and every decision poured fuel on the fire. Then, in stoppage time, disaster struck. Barcelona launched one final attack, and Andres Iniesta scored from outside the box. The match ended 1-1, and thanks to the away goals rule, Barcelona advanced to the final. Chelsea were eliminated. After the final whistle, chaos followed. Players were furious, coaches could not hide their anger, and the football world exploded with controversy. Even years later, this match remains one of the most controversial games in Champions League history, a night when, in the eyes of millions, the referee became the main character. South Korea versus Italy, World Cup 2002. The 2002 World Cup, round of 16, South Korea versus Italy. The tournament was held in Asia, and the hosts had already surprised everyone by reaching the knockout stage. But this match would become one of the most controversial in World Cup history. Italy entered the game as clear favorites, with stars like Totti, Del Piero, and Vieri. South Korea relied on speed, intensity, and the support of a packed stadium. From the first minutes, the match was tense and physical, with the referee constantly in the spotlight. In the first half, Italy were awarded a penalty. Vieri stepped up, but the Korean goalkeeper saved it. Later, Italy finally took the lead, and it seemed that their quality would decide the game. But questionable decisions soon began to change the flow. Italian players were repeatedly penalized for minor fouls, while South Korea escaped punishment for rough challenges. The turning point came in the second half when Italy scored a legitimate goal, only for it to be disallowed for an offside that many experts later said never existed. The most shocking moment came in extra time. Francesco Totti went down in the penalty area after contact with the defender. Italians demanded a penalty, but instead the referee showed Totti a second yellow card for simulation. One of Italy's key players was sent off at the worst possible moment. Shortly after, South Korea scored the golden goal and advanced to the quarterfinals. Italy were eliminated, and the football world erupted in outrage. To this day, the match is remembered as a prime example of how refereeing decisions can completely change the outcome of a game and leave a sense of injustice that never fades. Germany versus England, World Cup 2010. The 2010 World Cup, round of 16, Germany versus England, one of football's greatest rivalries, where every meeting carries historical weight. The stadium was full, the pressure immense, and defeat meant going home. Germany started strongly and quickly took control. They scored twice in the first half and went 2-1 ahead. England looked shaken but began to fight back. Then came the moment that changed everything. Frank Lampard struck the ball from outside the box. It hit the crossbar, bounced down clearly over the goal line, and came back into play. England's players immediately raised their arms. It was a clear goal. Replays later confirmed it, but neither the referee nor his assistants awarded it. The score remained unchanged. That decision completely shifted the match. England lost belief, while Germany gained confidence. In the second half, the Germans calmly finished the job, scoring 2 more goals and winning 4-1. After the match, the result mattered less than the controversy. The football world unanimously agreed that a clear goal had been denied. This incident became one of the strongest arguments for goal line technology, which was later introduced to prevent such mistakes. Germany moved on, England went home, and Lampard's disallowed goal became a symbol of how one refereeing error can change the course of a major tournament. Barcelona versus Paris Saint-Germain, Champions League 2017. The 2016-2017 Champions League, round of 16, second leg, Barcelona versus Paris Saint-Germain. After losing 4-0 in Paris, Barcelona faced what seemed like an impossible task. No team had ever overturned such a deficit in Champions League history. Barcelona started aggressively and quickly scored twice. The Camp Nou believed in a miracle, and the pressure on PSG was immense. The key moments came in the second half when the referee awarded a penalty to Barcelona after Neymar went down in the box. Replays showed minimal contact, and many considered the decision extremely soft. As the minutes passed, the tension increased. PSG players looked nervous, while Barcelona seemed to benefit from every marginal call. Another controversial penalty followed when Luis Suarez went down without clear contact, yet the referee pointed to the spot again. The climax came in the final minutes. Barcelona scored the decisive goal, making it 6-1. The stadium erupted while PSG were left in disbelief. Officially, it was the greatest comeback in Champions League history, but the refereeing decisions became inseparable from the story. To this day, opinions are divided. Some call it a legendary example of belief and determination. Others argue that without controversial penalties and home pressure, the comeback would never have happened. This match remains a reminder of how refereeing can shape football history. Argentina versus England, World Cup 1986. The 1986 World Cup in Mexico, quarterfinal, Argentina versus England, a match that went far beyond football, influenced by political tension and enormous pressure. The first half was cautious and physical, with neither team willing to take risks. Everything changed in the second half when Diego Maradona took control of the game. Maradona broke into the penalty area, challenged the goalkeeper, and the ball ended up in the net. The referee awarded the goal. Replays clearly showed that Maradona had scored with his hand, but the officials missed it. Later, Maradona famously called it the hand of God. Just minutes later, he scored again. Maradona dribbled through almost the entire England team and finished brilliantly. This goal would later be named the greatest goal in World Cup history. The contrast between the two goals only fueled the controversy. England managed to pull one goal back, but could not change the outcome. Argentina won the match and later went on to win the World Cup, Yet this quarterfinal remains one of the most debated games ever. For some, it is the story of a football genius who decided a match on his own. For others, it is a reminder of how a single refereeing mistake can change football history forever.